Hello, my name is Shadley and welcome back for another episode of Victoria 3 as Mexico. In previous episode we managed to conquer several states over here in Central America, and right now it's just waiting for the infamy to drop a little bit further. I think we're gonna go like to 10, because we are, well actually, yeah, we need to go at least to 10 infamy. Maybe even a bit below that, so that once we do our war against El Salvador we can conquer all of it in one war, instead of several wars. Which would be quite nice. We are also going to be building a lot of, oh right, it's the iron mines already underway in our capital. But the Nicaragua being so bad in construction efficiency, it's hindering things a little bit there. So we'll get it done eventually. Now, oh, law advancement. Oh, now we've got 15% success chance. So we've been getting minus 15 plus 15, minus 10 plus 15. So, you know, it's slowly getting more likely to pass, but it's gonna take a while. So wood price is still pretty darn high. We need a lot of it. Services prices are pretty high. Is there a lot of glass available? Not really. We've got the leather class already. Can't do the bone china yet either. Okay, so I suppose one of the things that we need to do is increase our logging production even further. I mean, it's already okay, but we can make it even higher. And then I suppose we'll also get another glass work, because that's going to be making a lot of money. Furniture manufacturer will probably be making a lot of money as well. We get those in there. Now we're getting the sulfur mine in California, which isn't quite as bad as some of the other areas. It's a bit of a mountainous region, so it's going to still have a bit of a penalty in there. Okay, so New Mexico is still, well, there's quite a bit to, or a decent bit is still to colonize in there. We've been doing pretty good work there. And Colorado, we've gotten a decent chunk of it. Utah, we got a bit of a pocket over there that we're now colonizing. But looks like incorporated population now already 8.5 million. Have we gotten this one already incorporated then? No, we have not. There we go, law advancement, another 15%. Who deserves the credit? Landowners, farmers, or we'll give the farmers the credit, I think. For now, anyway. We don't have another election for a while. We'll see how far we can get with that. So we got, oh wow, we've got really good legitimacy right now. So I'm hoping that the legitimacy, or the loyalist numbers are going to start going up. Oh, empirism unlocked. So max education, institution, investment, wealth, education access, plus 0.5% and 10% more influence. That's actually quite nice. Oh, Great Sioux Nation is in a war against the USA once again. But yeah, the Americans have been colonizing there quite a bit as well. Same as us, to be fair. But they haven't had their civil war quite yet. I'm sure that it will have been eventually. Ooh, mass communication is spreading. Okay, that's quite nice, I dare say. Right, so the... Actually, how much do we have paper? Still in pretty high demand. That does remind me, though. As soon as we get the sulfur mine, which we don't have yet, but once we do have it, we can then start getting a bit more paper. Which will then gonna start dropping the price, and we could maybe get another university soon enough. Especially getting one in our capital would be quite useful. The two that we currently have are in here on the west coast. Which, to be fair, it does give us a bit of extra... Oh, lost diplomatic ties with Spain. Alright then. So Mexican Colorado does have a bit of a problem with infrastructure as well. Same with Nevada, or Nevada. Oh, gold depleted in Guerrero. Down here, okay. That's a bit unfortunate, but now we can get a proper gold mine in there. And those we can then improve the productions further. So it'll be probably fine still. Still haven't got anything through the first stage over here. Ah, there we go. Now we can progress through the study. So the standard of living is still about 10 points in here. I mean, we do have a decent bit of peasants, I dare say. I'm not actually... Yeah, we've got 1.5 million peasants out of the 9.4 million. Well, actually, yeah, about 2/3 of our workforce is still peasants. So yeah, we've got quite a bit of expansion that we can afford doing. But first we'll get... Oh, right, we are going to get the steel mill done as well. Because that's then going to allow us to do more tools, for example. And or maybe produce better stuff at the arms industry at some point. Right now, the arms industry isn't too high in demand, but it will be useful in the long run, of course. The clipper price is pretty high, wood price is high, iron price and paper prices are high. We're slowly working on that. I mean, especially once we get the steel mills, that means that we'll actually get more stuff out of it. And we'll also be able to get more tools, which then allows us to improve productions in few things. Right, we're down to 13 infamy. So still need to wait a little bit longer before we do the war against El Salvador, I reckon. And let's see, the radical numbers are dropping, so that's good news. And how is the... Still another 2 years until Guatemala has been incorporated. How much more? 2 more weeks and we'll get our first... Oh, there we go. Progressive voting already. So it's going through fast now. We are going to need a bit more progressive though, so I might want to build another government administration in our capital right now. You know, might as well build it in there because they do get a bit of an extra throughput in there. Which does mean a bit of extra bureaucracy. And since we don't have any tax issues anyway, or tax capacity issues right now anyway, so there's no need to spread them out right now. Gold discover in Arizona. Gold rush. Spread the word. Well, they should be spreading, well, it doesn't have an impact on the speed that the colony actually increases. Mexican dream. Ooh. I'll take the radical standard of living decreases for 5 years. Just in case. So market access over here in Arizona is actually pretty rough. Oh, right, they didn't really have any buildings here before, and now it's got 3 gold fields there, so that's causing a bit of issues. Oh, right, and now we're getting the barracks finally built. Very slowly, mind you. But we do produce a decent bit of gold still, although the income has actually dropped a little bit. So what are we getting next? After the barracks, we're getting another logging camp, which is going to allow us to utilize the investment pool a bit further, which is quite nice. Oh, what's this then? Columbia District. There's a Great Britain. Oh, they want independence. Alright then. I mean, if they do get independence, I might be doing a war in there. I don't think I want to join against Britain right now. That would be a bit of a poor choice to do. Hey, there we go. We got dedicated police force, and now we need a lot of bureaucracy. So I might want to build a second government, or maybe another 2 government administration buildings, and then get a total of 10. That'll probably help a little bit. How's the... So, form farms to factories. Peasants less than 35% total population. We currently have still 1.5 million peasants, so that is... I don't know if that is counted from the total worker population, probably. We've still got quite a bit of work to do. I mean, let's have a look at the population in here, I suppose. It's probably going to be the easiest way to see. So, peasants are 64%. Right, well, I suppose there's the peasants and then their dependents, so that makes sense. So yeah, we've got a lot of work to do on that regard then. Oh, right, and actually, let's have a look at the steel production. Or the steel mill. We're going to go for the Bessemer process, so that is going to require a bit more iron. We're also going to produce a lot more steel, and then as soon as that is done... Oh, right, government administration. Let's put in the filing cabinets. Oh, that's going to require a lot more paper. We do get the sulfur mine, though, so we could switch this to the sulfide pulping. Well, it's going to take a while before it's going to be producing full speed, but we can at least get started on that. Now we're down to 10 infamy. I'm going to reduce it or wait a little bit longer. I don't want to be too close. I mean, it would be 14.4 infamy, so it would still stay below 25. We'll wait until we go to like 9. And maybe we'll... Actually, no, we'll wait until we get that extra barracks, then we can probably do the war. So, is there war happening in here? There is. Is there any... There is no active fronts, though. Oh, so the Hudson Bay Company, for example, is not part of that war. Not actively, anyway. Oh, we got a logging camp that is underway slowly but surely. Now, oh yeah, it's picking up some speed now. Undeserved blame. I'll lose some authority. Yeah, we'll say lose some authority. We've got plenty available. Oh, what I might do, actually... I'm going to put in the service tax now. That's usually a fairly good one. It's going to reduce a little bit of the service demand, which then means that we'll be able to sort of keep up with the demand slightly better. Now, class production is not good enough to start expanding more of the things in here. I mean, we could go for the gas streetlights, I suppose. That would increase the service production a little bit. Increase employment as well, but no, actually, not going to do that yet. Eventually, maybe, but right now I don't think it's going to be worthwhile. So the sulfur shortage is still a bit of an issue, although they should be able to start hiring more in here. I'm still... Okay, there is some infrastructure in here. I'm going to build a port in here, actually, in California. We'll get a bit of convoys. Speaking of convoys, though, is there any good trade routes that we could do? We could sell some sugar or tobacco, or we could try to import some other things. I'm going to export some sugar. No, that's not enough. What about the tobacco? That's even less. Let's have a look at the things that we have a lot. The sugar, we got a lot. Got some liquor and tobacco, some dyes. Actually, dyes are probably something that I could try exporting. To America, for example, that's almost 100. Still not a lot for the bureaucracy that we need there, but it's better than nothing. Speaking of though, we've passed the laws now. We could try passing the intervention. It's 8% chance of passing, so it's not really all that high. Rule folk would not radicalize at least. You know what? I'm going to try. It's probably going to fail horribly. But if we could pass that, that would allow us to utilize the investment pool a lot more, which means that then we can increase the construction speed a lot without it crashing our economy. And then if we could just focus on producing a bit more like stuff like wood and that sort of things, then we can make sure that we can increase the construction speed even further. Actually, how much are we? So the construction sector is 50 per level, isn't it, for the iron? So that is probably not a possibility right now to expand the construction even further. We're going to get another glass work in Mexico soon. After that, it's going to be another furniture manufacturer. I think what we should do, though, is we'll get another 2 logging camps into the list. Get those completed in Arksaka. Get one before the furniture manufactory and another one after it. Then get the gold mine. Oh, actually, we'll get a government administration, then a gold mine, then a government administration and gold mine and so forth. So we'll get a little bit of those over time. How's the... Okay, loyalists are slowly going up. We don't have... Okay, we don't get any direct penalties from the amount of radicals right now. Because most of the radicals are in here, which is probably increasing the turmoil quite a bit. Yeah, it's still pretty high in here. Standard of living is only 9. I mean, it's not really high anywhere in our nation, let's be honest. I suppose in some places it's a little bit higher than others. Oh yeah, we've got 18 over here in Colorado. And we've got 19 in Arizona. Almost 17 in Nevada. And less than 9 in California. Well, we are going to get a little bit of people working in there soon enough. I mean, the sulfur price is still pretty high. We're not producing enough. But I suppose there's not that high demand for it. Descenders break ranks. I'll take a step back, but we've got a slightly higher chance of passing this now. Who knows, maybe we'll get lucky. The class works will be done in 9 weeks. The logging camp is not really being built yet. It's only being built in name. Oh, beyond that, not much. So rule folk are actually a bit upset, so tech spread is going to be reduced. Okay, that's actually quite bad. We are going to get the atmospheric engine soon, which is going to allow us to increase the iron production and gold mine production as well. And we're going to, of course, increase the coal mine production. So we'll get a lot more coal to use in the other mines. Then we can get the crystal class, which is going to allow us to produce a bit more glass in general, to be fair. Now, GDP, it is growing still. It's not growing with a massive speed yet, but it's partially because we don't have all that great construction sector yet. But we'll get through it eventually. Oh, right, the infamy has dropped enough. So, El Salvador, how about we do a war? Well, I'll start with the Chiapas, just for the heck of it. I'll add in another war goal in Salvador. So we've got 20 infamy. Let's go ahead and activate this army. Go in there. We'll have a bit of troops there. Well, actually, they are moving some troops in there, but I'm sure that my troops will be stronger altogether. We've got a reserve unit over here. Why isn't this one... It should have more, but it doesn't. Or it could have more, but it doesn't. No, there we go now. Oh, gold discovered. Yeah, 2 gold fields. Alright, so we've got a lot of gold fields, that's for sure. And no one's leaning on either side. Oh, right, they want to return of a lot of the different states. So, well, technically speaking, they could still call someone in. But no one's leaning on either side, so it's fine. New Granada, we got a bit of poor relations with you. That does remind me, though. We can't declare any more interest yet. If we do have a look at the interest that we have, so we've got the, well, Mexico, Central America, so actually Panama is part of that, so we could be conquering that one at least. We've got Dixie. Then we've got Pacific Coast. We got the interest in the Great Plains because we don't actually own full states here yet. But then once we do, we can then send that in, or relocate that interest probably into China. So we can start buying some silk. Another thing that I might do Maybe. I'm not entirely sure about that, but if we could get a treaty port in Japan, I know that they do produce... Oh, well, now we've got 3% chance of passing this law. That's probably not going to happen. You know what, I'm just going to stop. We can't do that for another 2 years then, but that's alright. There's no chance that that is going to pass. We could try and go for wealth voting, but there's not enough support for it either. We could try going for the religious schools, though. That would allow us to get the literacy rate a little bit higher. We already had the health system, or the charity hospitals. That will help at least a little bit. And no one joined the war? Oh, New Granada was leading again. Oh, and there's no one there. I mean, suppose we do have this army in here. I suppose I could just send you down that way. Oh, we found even more gold. Spread the word. Or, ooh. Less migration extraction, but a lot more gold fields building through, but I'm going to go for that one, in fact. Because we've got some workers in here already. We don't need to get more migrants to work this place. And the infrastructure levels aren't too bad. It's not particularly great either, admittedly. There we go. So that's empty, and this one is, well, is defended. They actually have a decent quality troops there, by the looks of it. It's probably line infantry with mobile artillery, I reckon. Yeah, it is. Okay, so it's basically the same as what we have. We've got a lot more troops in there. Now we've got the second army to join in this one. So I think this war is going to be over fairly quickly as well, as per usual. Oh, right. So we're making money while we are not getting... Oh, no. We're getting £174 per week from the investment pool transfers. But it's basically just all going to the furniture manufacturer right now, which is fine. Ooh, colonization of Colorado completed. Hold on a minute. Oh, right. We share it with the Americans. Okay, well, that's at least fully colonized now. So we could maybe incorporate this. It's going to take 20 years, though, so I don't know if that's necessary. Perhaps not yet. Although the sooner we do that, the better. But right now, we don't really want to do that because there's a good chance that the Americans will start declaring war on us at some point. We're trying to keep relations with them decent enough for now, until we're ready to start fighting them. Academic assistance. Oh, row riders for the religious schools. University building throughput, or we'll get the 10%. Sure, I'll go directly to study then. That seems like a useful thing to do. And I suppose they shall not have died in vain at the dye workshop. Right, 6 more weeks and we'll get the atmospheric engine. Then we're going to start increasing the mining throughput a lot, and we can then also start increasing our construction throughput a little bit further. At least like 1 or 2. Oh, gold depleted. Oh wow, that was quick. We discovered the gold very recently, didn't we? That is unfortunate. Well, that means that we can then build some gold mines in here. Because we'll put those into the queue. We'll alternate between the gold mines and everything else in here for a little while. 2 more weeks for the atmospheric engine. And... oh no, we can't actually do the piece yet. Well, we will be conquering all of this now. Oh, right, British Guatemala is still... yeah, okay. So we don't have all the states in here. I mean, also, Mosquito Kingdom is some that we don't have. There we go, atmospheric engine finally done. Are we researching... oh, right, now we're getting the crystal class. After that, we might want to get some more military stuff. Hydraulic cranes, for example, could be quite useful. And then maybe general staff would allow us to get the better infantry. Fieldworks would allow us to get a bit more army defense and less morales, which would be quite useful. What are we getting in this society? Oh, mass communication. That's the last one that we don't have in that. But by the time we get through these two, we'll probably already have that one. So we'll just wait for the time being. Oh, but now let's go through the mines, shall we? So, atmospheric engine. So it does use a bit more tools. That does remind me, though. Let's quickly go ahead and switch the tooling workshop to use steel. Because the steel price is fairly low right now, because the steel isn't really used anywhere yet. But now we're going to get extra tools. So we can definitely... or we should be able to afford doing the atmospheric engine pumps, at least on the iron mines. And the gold mines. And then, of course, the coal mine. But the coal mine was already set up in there before we switched to the tooling workshop. So steel price is a bit high. But that will probably be fixed over time. Oh, now coal price is a bit high as well. Well, that's something we could probably just build another one. Oh, there's no peasants in here. Okay, never mind. Well, we could build a coal mine in here. Already got the 20% boost from the resource industry. Process to voting. Okay, there we go. The religious schools will be down soon enough. We haven't got any of the administration centers yet, but... Oh, did we manage to get the iron production now? Oh, yes, there is still a bit of a shortage of iron, but it's not quite as bad as it used to be. So what did we have? We had a construction sector over here, so we'll switch that to the iron frame buildings. So iron price is going to go up again, but the wood and fabric demand go down. Tool price, or tool demand rather, goes up a little bit, but that's not too bad. So now we'll be able to produce or construct a little bit faster, and we can have the logging camp now already underway, which is going to save us a lot of money. Although, now, well, I suppose the logging camp is going to be done soon. The government administration is now getting at least some progress done there as well. We've got plenty of influence to spare. Oh, and we could probably already get the peace deal. So the armies aren't active anymore. There we go, that's saving us a little bit further. Oh, and now we've got San Salvador. Let's have a look. They already had sawmills in there. How is the hardwood product? Okay, hardwood isn't too badly in demand. We've got a textile mill, though. That's going to put into dye workshops there, and, well, we don't have silk, so that's kind of a moot point. Maize farm could be turned into vineyards. Although, sugar, well, there's not a lot of demand for sugar, actually. We'll switch that one, and then... Fishing wharf, we could maybe start putting a little bit of clippers. No, we don't have enough clippers right now, anyway. Never mind. But the cargo port, though. But we should have, yeah, clippers are in pretty high demand. Porcelain is still pretty high demand as well. And tea is in, well, there's not a massive amount of buy orders, but there's a little bit. Paper is something that we do need to get a bit more, so we'll put in another paper mill underway. And as the GDP is now 10.6 million, still number 13 worldwide. Literacy rate is almost 20%, so that's at least slightly improving. Standard of living hasn't really improved. But the amount of incorporated population is now almost 9.4 million, so I'm pretty sure that it is... Oh yeah, it is. Well, I suppose now that we've got Colorado fully colonized, or it's no longer a colony that we're working on. That's... Oh, Discord within Rule 4? Sure, we'll take the 15% chance of passing this. Or 15% extra chance of passing it. Ah, there we go. So we've got the logging camp, now we're getting a government administration. We are still making money. Do we have a lot of wood and fabrics? We do actually have a decent bit. Did we have a construction sector in here? We do. Maybe get another construction sector in Veracruz for the time being. So that's going to be just... Actually, is that going to be wood or iron? It is on the wooden buildings. Oh, Liberal Party has formed. Alright then, let's have a look. So Liberal Party is the intelligentsia. Free Trade Party is still industrialist, and the Conservative Party is, as we saw before. So not much has changed there. Crystal class is 12 to 18 weeks. Once we get the extra construction speed, we'll get to around 25-ish construction per week, I think. Maybe, I'm not entirely sure. Let's have a look at the... Right, coal price is pretty darn high right now. Paper price is pretty darn high. Tool price is a bit high. It's not too bad, though. And the steel price... How's the iron price? Hold on a minute. Oh. Not actually bad at all. Well, in that case... Do we have another one, level 1? I suppose Veracruz could be turned into... No, Yucatan is going to become an iron frame building. Because we got the iron, might as well utilize it. Well, we got some iron at least. And that way we can construct more. Oh, now we're getting the gold mine a bit faster. Good. Popular playwright endorses reform. We're going to get more prestige. Or we could get the 10% extra chance of passing this. I'm going to take the prestige. I still got 44% chance of passing the law anyway, so we don't need to worry about that too much. We've got plenty of bureaucracy now, so that's quite nice. And the GDP is now at 11 million, which is also getting better and better. We got still quite a bit of infamy. Oh. Campaign financing. Parties, particularly the Liberal Party, are struggling to raise enough funds for all their campaigning needs this election. We could spare a little bit of money. They would get a bit of a momentum. It'd be 830 per week. It's not too bad. Well, every party can be provided basic funding this election cycle. That'd be 1,700 per week for 2 years. Or if a party... You know what? We'll go for the 800. So at least the Liberal Party will get a little bit more momentum. Although it's not necessarily going to change too much. Ah, there we go. Hydraulic cranes done. Now we're going to get... Oh, right. Well, that was one of the things that we were queuing up to research. But I suppose if that's already done... We'll look at the society. So I suppose we could go for the mass communication then. I suppose that will be done. Then we'll maybe do something from the military or something else. But we are still behind in Miltech compared to USA, so we do not want to fight a war against them yet. But at the same time, if you have a look at how is their GDP, by the way? 23.8, so it's a bit more than double what we have. But it's actually not quite as strong as one might sort of expect it to be. We do have a decent bit of convoys, though. Is there any good trade routes that we... I suppose we could try importing some paper. There's not a lot of trade routes, actually, so... Well, we'll do the trade route of the French, at least. Maybe it will grow. Because we are going to be... Well, I suppose we are going to get more government administration built as well. But we will eventually get a paper mill in there. Oh, and we're getting another dye plantation in Salvador. Alright then. But once we get more gold mines, that's going to increase the minting. I mean, how much are we getting from the gold mines now? A lot. Nope, and there we go. 15% chance of passing the law, or 15% more chance of passing the law. And crystal class has been unlocked, so now we can go for the class works and just switch to the crystal class entirely. So lead price is going to be a little bit increased. That'll be fine though. And then what we can do is go for the lead mine down here and switch it to the atmospheric engine pump. That's going to increase the lead production by another 20. There we go, atmospheric engine completed. Oh, for 5 years we're going to get coal, iron, lead and sulfur mine throughput. Or we can get, ooh, progress towards railways, that'd be quite useful. Or water to boiler. I'm going to go for the railways because we do need some extra infrastructure in few places, especially in the inland over here in modern day USA. So that is something that will... Oh, right, Oklahoma has been colonized. Oh, they started colonizing it. Right, that makes sense. They haven't started colonizing Utah yet, which is quite handy for me. And then New Mexico is still mostly being colonized by me as well. There's still a lot of colonizing to be done, to be fair. But unfortunately, we are actually out of time for this episode. So if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Also, check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.